She won't remember the moment you leaned in because it was bold. She'll remember it because it was slow, because it was patient, because it felt like you weren't just kissing her, you were listening. In a world where everything is rushed, where affection becomes habit and touch often loses intention, there exists a forgotten art, a quiet, deliberate form of intimacy that doesn't beg for attention, but lingers long after it's gone. A kiss, when given with true presence, becomes more than contact. It becomes a language, unspoken but undeniable. It says what words can't. It reaches what hands can't hold, and it awakens something deeper than desire. In the stillness between words, there's a place where silence breathes meaning, and in that silence, a kiss becomes the voice of connection. A single touch, when placed with care, reveals more than 1,000 conversations ever could. The way your lips move with hers, not to possess, but to meet, creates a current that bypasses thought and dives straight into emotion. When intention replaces instinct, a kiss becomes less about technique and more about truth. Consider the moment your lips brush hers, not with urgency, but with openness. This isn't a kiss for show, it's an offering, a gentle asking of permission, a shared breath. And in that breath, everything softens. The world fades. Her guard lowers. Not because you took it from her, but because she chose to set it down. The lips are one of the most sensitive places on the body, not only in skin, but in symbolism. They are the gates of speech, the frontier of the heart. To kiss them with intention is to say, I want to understand you, even in silence. And when done slowly, when held with presence, that kiss becomes unforgettable. Not because of how long it lasts, but because of how deeply it lands. But lips are only the beginning. There's something uniquely profound about the neck. It's not just a sensual zone, it's a threshold of vulnerability. Exposed, yet protected. Delicate, yet alive with quiet fire. When you lean in and place a kiss just below her ear, your breath meeting the softness of her skin, there is a shift, a stillness, a silent intake of breath. You feel it, even if you don't see it. That moment is not just about sensation, it's about surrender. A kiss on the neck doesn't demand attention, it invites trust. It doesn't ask for more, it offers presence. You are not chasing reaction, you are honoring openness. This is where intimacy becomes personal. Because the neck is rarely kissed with care, often rushed, often expected. But when approached with awareness, it becomes a canvas for unspoken things. A place where memory is made not through force, but through feeling. The pulse beneath your lips becomes a reminder. She is alive, aware, and choosing to be here with you. And when that kiss lingers, not because you're hungry, but because you're listening, she will remember it long after the moment passes. Now think smaller, think softer, the inner wrist, a place most overlook, but one that holds immense emotional weight when kissed with intention. The skin here is thin, sensitive, and layered with symbolism. It's where fragrance is placed, where hands meet the world, where the pulse quietly beats, unseen but always present. When you lift her hand and kiss her wrist gently, slowly, it's not a move, it's a message. It says, I notice the details. It says, even the parts you think aren't special are. And that changes everything. This kiss doesn't shout, it whispers, and that whisper echoes. She doesn't expect it, that's why it's powerful. It's quiet, unassuming, and yet it sets off something deeper. Goosebumps rise, breath catches, time bends, not because it was loud, but because it was intentional, It proves that intimacy doesn't always come from grand gestures, but from noticing the places most would pass by. And when you do, you show her she is not just desired, she is seen. The space just behind the ear holds a different kind of magic. It's where touch meets sound, where warmth becomes electricity. A kiss placed here doesn't just graze the skin, it vibrates through the body. There's something sacred about this place. The closeness, the breath, the trust it requires to let someone linger there. It's not about intensity. It's about invitation. It's about knowing that the softest places are the most honest, because here, she doesn't need to think. She only needs to feel. And when she feels you there, near, present, unhurried, it sends waves of sensation not just across her skin, but deep into her core. That kind of kiss is not easily forgotten, because it doesn't just stimulate, it stirs. It awakens something primal, something tender, and because it's unexpected, it carries weight. It creates a pause, a moment suspended in breath and silence. A kiss near the ear isn't just intimate, it's instinctual. She leans in without thinking, her body responding before her mind can catch up, and in that reaction lies your answer. Not that you touched her, but that she felt you. And then, there's the collarbone, elegant, quiet, understated. The collarbone is not loud in its appeal, it is poetic. A kiss here feels like a brushstroke, deliberate, gentle, reverent. It's a place often visible, rarely noticed, and when touched with lips that know how to wait, it becomes a landscape of trust. The skin here is soft, the curve subtle. It's not a place of passion, it's a place of presence. A kiss on the collarbone says, I don't need to rush, I want to stay. And when you stay, when you slow down enough to let the moment breathe, you create something timeless. This kiss doesn't ask for anything, it gives everything. It's a kiss that anchors rather than escalates, one that doesn't race toward pleasure, but falls quietly into connection. She feels safe here, not just held, but honored. And in that feeling, a deeper kind of intimacy begins to bloom. Each of these places, the lips, the neck, the wrist, the ear, the collarbone, is not just a point on the body. It's a gateway, an emotional opening, a door to trust, curiosity, and awareness. When you kiss her with intention, you are not just touching skin. You are speaking directly to her nervous system, her memory, her desire, her story. She may not know why it moved her so much. She may not be able to explain it, but she will remember. In a world that teaches us to rush, to take, to impress, true intimacy remains a rebellion. The kind of kiss that changes her isn't the one that grabs, it's the one that waits, that listens, that lingers, that doesn't try to get somewhere but stays exactly where it is, fully, gently, without agenda. The secret isn't in pressure, it's in patience. The way your lips slow down instead of speeding up. The way your hands don't grip, but guide. the way your breath matches hers, like a quiet agreement to be nowhere else but here. That's what makes the moment unforgettable. That's what turns a simple kiss into a story she replays, not because it was dramatic, but because it was real. So kiss her with your attention. Kiss her with your awareness, not to prove something, but to feel everything. Let every kiss say, without saying a word, I see you, I choose you, I'm here. That is where true seduction lives, not in force, but in presence, not in how hard you kiss, but in how deeply you care. And when you do it like that, she won't just remember the kiss, she'll remember you.